Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Nafula. If you've not subscribed to my channel, I highly recommend that you subscribe. But if you've already subscribed to my channel, I just want to say thank you for subscribing and thank you for watching my videos. On this video, we'll be covering eligibility. So to be eligible for the program, I said, one, you have to be born in a country that is eligible to participate in the green card lottery. The second eligibility is your education. The DV lottery, you have to have a high school education, and they don't go anything crazy like you have to have an A in high school or whatever. In fact, they go all the way down. So like if you're from Kenya, to qualify to come to the United States on the green card, you have to have a D. Like there's a D and an E. An E is failing, so you have to have a D. So they don't require much from you. So a lot of people who graduated high school just qualify to come based on their high school grades because it's a D, so everybody pretty much qualifies. You have to have a high school education or equivalent. Usually that means 12 years of study, which means 12 years combined of elementary and secondary education. So that's like a high school equivalent. So if you went to school for 12 years, you graduated high school, they call it a high school diploma, but in my country, it is a high school certificate, high school, whatever they call it. As long as you completed your high school, then it's considered you're eligible to apply for the program. And now you're asking, what if I don't have high school education? Can I really apply? What am I going to do? I don't have high school education. I wasn't able to complete high school because of various reasons, especially in Africa. Maybe you didn't have any money, people go through challenges, so you're not able to complete high school. Can you still apply for the program? And the answer is yes. You can use work experience. So you're not like off the hook. You need work experience, at least 2 years of work experience. So you need to work like in a profession that makes sense. So you can't just go somewhere and you're like, I have work experience. They have work experience that can qualify. So you can't be like, I was working as a house girl for 12 years, working, selling stuff for 12 years, now I qualify. They have the work experiences that you need. So you don't need high school. So if you don't have high school is the best to go with because it's easy to prove. You just show your certificate and that's it. But then with the work experience, you'll probably need a letter from your employer. So it has to be work experience that is acceptable. And they have, I'll go over that before the application and stuff like that. Or if you win, I'll go over the work experience and what careers are qualified, are deemed like proof of your work experience in the United States. So the biggest thing with the green card lottery eligibility, one, where are you claiming eligibility? Two, do you have high school or work experience? The rest of the stuff is as important, but then eligibility and the bare minimum of high school and work experience, that is the base. That determines if you need to apply or not. The other stuff, you can figure it out. But then if you're not from an eligible country and if you don't have work experience in high school, how are you going to get a visa? They will not give you a visa. So these two things are very, very important. Now you're probably wondering, you're like, okay, they need high school education. They need like me to be born in a country that's eligible to apply. How old do you have to be to apply for the DV lottery? And guess what? There is no age limit. But then here is the point. Like for you to have completed high school, you need to be a certain age. You can't complete high school when you're 7, correct? So with the requirements, when they put high school, they're just assuming that, by the time you complete high school, you'll be 18, you'll be 17, you'll be like, somebody who can take care of themselves. So they don't have an age limit, but then because you need to have completed high school or you need work experience, in most countries, you're not legally allowed to work until you're 18 years old. So literally they're telling you, okay, we don't have an age limit, but then you need education or you need work experience. So in other words, you have to be at least 18 years old. So you can be 18, you can be 17 or whatever, but then you have to be at an age where when you come to the United States, you'll be able to take care of yourself. They don't have a maximum age, but they're just assuming like, you know what, if you have like you're 90 years old and, you know, probably they don't want to come to America or something like that. They don't have a maximum. So like if you're 90 and you want to come to America after winning the green card lottery and you have qualifications, guess what? They'll give you a visa. They don't discriminate against the age. They don't have an age limit. And you have a question, you're like, you know what? I'm from Nigeria. Nigeria is not eligible to participate for the green card lottery, right? For the green card lottery, you are able to claim eligibility in a country other than your own, provided you meet the requirements or the conditions. And these are the two conditions. So the first condition, so for example, if I was born in Nigeria, I'm not eligible to participate, but I married somebody who's from an eligible country. So if you're a Nigerian and then you married somebody from Ghana, you married somebody from Kenya, you married somebody from Rwanda, you married somebody from Malawi, you married somebody from any other African countries or any other country around the world that's eligible to participate, then guess what? You are eligible to apply for the green card lottery. And you will claim eligibility based on of your spouse's country. So if your wife is a Kenyan and you are Nigerian, you can apply for the green card lottery and claim eligibility from your wife's country of birth because they have low rates of immigration. So you benefit from marrying somebody who is from a country that's able to participate. I'm not sending like, you know, signals out there. I'm not trying to like suggest stuff. But what I'm saying is if you get a girlfriend and he's from another country and you want to participate in a green card lottery and you are from a country that's not eligible to participate for the green card lottery, but you want to participate, this is a good time. Now you have a reason to get married. I'm not saying that you should get married because of the green card, but what I'm saying is I'm not throwing any ideas out there. So that is the first condition. Like you're born in a country that's not eligible to participate, but your spouse is from a country that's eligible to participate. Then you can apply for the green card. Number two is another way. So you are born in a country that's not eligible to participate. You're born in Brazil, right? Or you're born in India. But your parents are not from India. For example, your parents went to India to study. And then while they were in India, you were born in India. Your mother is not Indian, your father is not Indian, but you have Indian citizenship because you're born in India. Or it will apply in Africa. Your parents are Kenyan, they fly to Nigeria, maybe they're diplomats or they're doing a job there, or maybe they're students, they're not residents there. And then, you know what, you just happen to be born in Nigeria. So both your parents are Kenyan, but you are born in Nigeria just by chance. Or your parents were visiting Nigeria and you happen to be born in Nigeria. You are eligible to participate for the green card lottery as much as you were born in a country that's not eligible. How can you claim eligibility? You claim eligibility based on your parents' country of birth. If your parents were Kenyan at that time, you claim eligibility based off of your parents. So you can claim eligibility based off of your spouse or your parents if you are born in a country that's not eligible to participate. What am I trying to say to make it clear? When it comes to parents, there's also conditions. So if you're born in Nigeria, but one of your parents was a resident. Resident, I don't mean like a student. I don't mean like, you know, somebody who's just visiting or who's working there temporarily. That's not a resident. It's not considered a resident. A resident is somebody like maybe both your parents were born in Kenya, but then one parent went to Nigeria and, you know, became a Nigerian citizen. They are resident there. Then you do not qualify. So if one of your parents was a resident of that country, that's not eligible at the time of your birth, then you do not qualify to apply as much as your parents, one of them is Kenyan. I don't know if I'm confusing you guys or I'm making myself clear, but then what I'm saying is for you to be eligible to apply using your parents' eligibility, they both have to be not non-resident. They should be non-residents of the country that you're born in. So if you're born in Nigeria, both your parents need to have Kenyan citizenship and not Nigerian citizenship. Then you'll be eligible. That is eligibility number 1. So to qualify, country is important. Where you are born or where you claim eligibility, chargeability, whatever they call it, that's what's important to focus on. That's the first thing you should look at before you even look at the other requirements.